Hello, and welcome to today's CS Talk. In our CS Talk series, dealing with the responsibilities of key players in clinical research, we have spoken about the responsibilities of the CA, the EC, and the PI. In this video, we shall be talking about other staff at the clinical sites who play major roles in the successful conduct of a clinical trial. Here, we will be discussing in brief the qualifications, roles, and responsibilities of a study coordinator or a study nurse. Just as a recap, in our very last video in this series, we spoke about the principal investigator who is responsible for the conduct of clinical trials at a given site. Now, we will discuss and focus on the PI's team, taking Germany as a case study. In Germany, for example, depending on the study, the PI's team can include a good number of physicians, commonly referred to as sub-investigators, as well as study coordinators and study nurses, and many more as required by the study. A study team includes the PI, the deputy PI, sub-investigators, study coordinators and study nurses, the pharmacy, and if it's an oncology indication, then the radiology. Now, who is a study coordinator? A study coordinator, sometimes called clinical research coordinator, CRC, is a specialized research staff working with and under the direction of the principal investigator. While the principal investigator is primarily responsible for the overall conduct and management of the clinical trial at a given site, the study coordinator supports and coordinates the clinical trial activities and plays a crucial role in the conduct of that particular study. In performing these duties, the study coordinator works with the institution in which the trial site is located. Involved departments, study team, especially the PI, and the sponsor providing support and guidance at the trial site level. A clinical trial project may have one or more study coordinators depending on the workload at the trial site. Now, what are the qualifications of a study coordinator? The qualifications of a study coordinator could be diverse. Most study coordinators are people with training in nursing. As such, they are sometimes referred to as study nurses and are seen performing all the traditional and standard duties of a nurse practitioner. An example: the required qualification from a standard job post reads, study coordinator should have the following: associate degree in nursing or related field, 2+ years in healthcare sector, analytical mindset, attention to details, exceptional interpersonal and interpretational skills, outstanding reading and verbal communication skills, excellent organizational skills, and of course willingness to continue, retrain, and self-educate in their field of work. We will present to you the responsibilities of the study coordinator at a clinical trial site. These shall be grouped into 3 stages, as it was in the case when we were discussing about the PI. And this will be before the trial starts, during the trial, and of course after the trial ends. Now, before the trial starts at the site, the study coordinator collects and completes the questionnaires received from a CRO or sponsor's representative. The study coordinator collects required information from the PI and provides these to the respective requesters. After sites have been selected, the sponsor often organizes investigators' meetings. These meetings are attended by PI alongside the study coordinator and sub-investigators. Now, before the trial begins, the study coordinator in charge of providing all the site-specific documents at the site, of course, would do this so that a submission to the ethics committee can be performed. Documents to be submitted to the ethics committee includes the study protocol, the IB, the ICF, and so on and so forth. Please refer to our YouTube video on the responsibilities of the ethics committee for a complete list of documents that is required for submission. After obtaining favorable opinion from the ethics committee, the clinical trial can then be initiated at this given site. Now, during the trial, first, screening. During the screening period, after site has been initiated, the study coordinator assists in preparing potential subjects for informed consenting. The study coordinators are involved in collecting subjects' previous medical history, as well as plan and conduct scheduled visits as per protocol specifications. The ICF. During the trial, it is the duty of the study coordinators to maintain the ISF and ensure it is up to date and contain all essential and study-related documents. Now, the IP accountability. The investigational product is the most crucial component of a clinical trial. Hence, study coordinators delegated to perform IP management have to store the IP at protocol stipulated conditions and maintaining required IP related logs like the temperature, receipt, and dispensation logs, and so on and so forth. When subjects come for scheduled on-site visits, the study coordinators are responsible for reviewing diary and perform drug accountability as applicable. If IP management can be a little demanding because of the kind of indication that we are on or that is being conducted at the site, the duties of IP management can be delegated to a qualified site-associated pharmacy. In this case, the pharmacy becomes part of the study team. IVRS. The study coordinators are also responsible for ensuring all study-related activities such as patient registration, randomization, IP ordering, and so on and so forth are completed in the IVRS, which is the Interactive Voice Response System. And IVRS is also followed, of course, and completed as per protocol requirements. Adverse events and serious adverse events. The study coordinators are also active in collecting necessary information for adverse events and serious adverse events, which occurred in a trial subject, of course. Information like the start date, stop date, severity, concomitant medications taken by the subject are all collected and processed as per protocol requirements. Also, information related to any challenges or therapy provided to the subject during the serious adverse events, the recovery dates, and whether it is related to the study drug or not have to be collected. Now, lab report review. Throughout the clinical trial, the study coordinators must collect all central lab reports and take PI signature on them to document that the PI has reviewed these documents. Study visit planning. The study coordinators are also responsible for planning and reminding study subjects about their scheduled visits on sites. The EDC and CRF. After completion of study visits from screening visit onward, the study coordinators are responsible for ensuring that collected data are entered into the applicable electronic system, such as eCRF or paper CRF, as the case may be. It is also the responsibility of the study coordinator to resolve all lab, EDC, and safety queries as per timeline given by the sponsor. Queries are of three types. They could be system-generated queries, data management-generated queries, or CRA-generated queries. Now, after the clinical trial ends, before a clinical trial is closed at a site, the study coordinator has to validate all documents, and all documents need to be updated. After study documents have been verified by the CRA during the closeout visit, of course, the study coordinator would assist in archiving the documents at the site as per GCP, institutional, and/or contractual agreement with the sponsor. Now we are going to talk about our experiences with study coordinators and give you some tips as to how the working relationship has been with this site staff. In general, I would say the study coordinators are the center point of communication with sites. They are the key points of contact for information regarding site processes, study management at site organization, site facility, site equipment, and staff availability. The best tip for a successful relationship with a study coordinator are: know your site. At the beginning of your duty as a monitor that would travel to visit the site, make it your priority to know your site and site standard working processes. Know the best time of the day to contact the site and be aware of staff availability. Be proactive and always ask for any planned or upcoming holidays or absence of study personnel. Ensure you provide timely study updates to study coordinator and site team. Always schedule your monitoring visit well ahead of time. Maintain an honest relationship with the study coordinator and communicate relevant site feedback to project team for a better working relationship. Now we have come to the end of our talk for today. Thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe below so that you are immediately notified of new videos. If you are a physician or a study coordinator aspiring to participate in a clinical trial, consider taking a GCP course. Watch out for our next videos in this series, where we will be talking about the responsibilities of the pharmacy, the sponsor, and of course the monitors. Many thanks again for your time, and take care.